earn. The justices basing their decision on protected free speech in the First Amendment, but the laws for stolen valor have been in flux. In 2006, President Bush signed the Stolen Valor Act into law, but in 2012, the Supreme Court struck it down as a violation of free speech protections. A year later, Congress passed a new law, and President Obama signed it, making it a crime to profit financially by lying about military service. So what does all that mean? Let's talk about it now with our legal panel. David Bruno is here. He's criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor and trial attorney, and Keith Sullivan, defense attorney. Good to see you both.
Good to be here.
All right, David, thank you. I'll start with you. David, a crime committed or not?
No. The Ninth Circuit says no, and so does the United States Supreme Court. In fact, as we sit here, somebody who did not earn the Medal of Honor or any other military award can tell somebody that they've won it, misrepresent it. They could also wear it on their attire. And our Supreme Court has said it's protected by First Amendment speech and is permissible.
So, David, you or David, or Keith, you and David or myself, we could just get a Purple Heart, pin it on ourselves.
Sure.
Say, guess what? I earned this, and no harm, no foul, as long as I don't profit from that wearing that medal.
The profit comes into the new law, which went into effect in 2012. There was an old law that went into effect in 2016 that George Bush signed into law. Look, we love the veterans. We respect the heck out of these guys. We appreciate what they do for this country. But we also respect and appreciate the First Amendment. And ironically, when they're out in the battlefield fighting and protecting our country, they're also protecting the First Amendment. And that's what the U.S. Supreme Court said was in violation with these criminal statutes. So you can put these medals on your chest, you can hold yourself out there as a veteran, but that's not criminal speech. And that's what the court pulled back.
You can't, and the point is, after these decisions, is they can't use it to get a monetary benefit. In fact, Mr. Swisher, who we just saw, what he did is he fraudulently made representations to get a disability, and he collected in excess of $56,000 based on that misrepresentation. He was convicted of 3 charges with respect to that misrepresentation, and those charges were affirmed. They were not reversed based on this decision.
So anytime there is a statute that infringes upon free speech, the U.S. Supreme Court says you must apply a strict scrutiny analysis, which is the highest, most burdensome legal analysis that exists. And the government must narrowly tailor the language of the statute and also have a compelling governmental interest in furthering that statute. In my opinion, this 2013 statute has not made its way up to the 2012 statute, has not made its way up to the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm fairly confident when it gets there, it will not survive the strict scrutiny, and that too will be reversed.
Which means, let me see if I understand what you're saying, that means if the 2012 version of the law makes it to the Supreme Court and it gets turned down, that means it will no longer be a crime to wear a medal and profit from it financially.
Correct. And again, that's no dishonor to our U.S. veterans, but we also have to protect this Constitution, and we have to tread very lightly when we can trample on that Constitution, and that's where we have to be on this.
Yeah, but this law was changed. The statute that they used to convict Mr. Switzer has changed. They took out the wearing language in the statute. So just so we're clear, anybody, the way that this law reads right now, can misrepresent verbally or through wearing a badge that they've received an award.
I have to leave it there, gentlemen. Thank you very much. I hope we broke it down for everybody. Keith Sullivan and David Bruno, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Eric?
Well, Arthel, at least 3 of the Americans who were imprisoned in Iran, well, they're now homeward bound. Their plane touching down in Germany earlier today. This as the president is